So in this video, you'll learn why more valuable offers is actually counterproductive when it comes to sales, scaling your business, and getting your clients and customers results. And I'm also going to talk about how to actually sort of think about offers in a way that genuinely gets your clients results, or at least increases the likelihood of it. And if they can get results, then they're more likely to buy from you again. And that process will also make the offer creation for you so much easier than what you're probably doing right now. Because here's what most people do when they create offers, or when they think about offers, is they have this course, right? Or at least an idea of a course, and they think to themselves, I want to sell this for like $500. How much content do I need in this course and in this offer in order to justify the price point? And so they think to themselves, oh, I need like 20 hours of content. I need, 4 bonuses. Otherwise, people are going to feel like they're not getting enough, etc. And this is just completely the wrong thinking. And people even have on their sales pages like, oh, look how many videos you're getting, look how many hours of content, look how many bonuses. But the truth is that people don't care. They might care a little bit, because if the, let's say, price is like $1 and you show them like, look how much content you're getting, then they might feel like, oh, okay, I'm getting a lot of content for, this small amount of money. But the thing is, if people can solve their problem in 1 hour instead of 20, and with 1 bonus instead of 4, then you can still charge $500. Why? Because primarily people care about solving a specific problem and getting a result, then they care about how much content there is in your offer. And there's also more to this. So in this 20 hours of content and 4 bonuses example, when you stuff your offers with this much value, this much content, people are less likely to consume. If you look at, the stats for course completion, it's like extremely low. Like 90% of people, if not more, never finish courses. Now, there's some human nature aspects to it as well. So for example, when people buy something, emotionally in their head, they've already solved the problem, even if they haven't consumed anything. And so they think to themselves, oh, now I've solved this problem, I have this course, I'll consume it later, I'll put it on the shelf for now, etc. And so some things we can't really affect, because it's just human nature to buy something then put it on the shelf, because we feel like we'll already solve the problem with the purchase, right? But we can try to at least negate it and increase the likelihood of people consuming. And when we just have a bunch of content, we decrease the likelihood of consumption, and therefore we also decrease the likelihood of implementation. And if they can implement, then they don't get the result, right? And if they don't get the result, then they are less likely to buy from you in the future, right? But if you take the other example of 2 hours of content, 1 bonus, then it's not as much content. People are more likely to consume it. People are more likely to implement. Therefore, people are more likely to get the result. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, now your courses need to be 2 hours. What I am saying is, have the amount of content necessary to give people the result, not more, not less, right? And if that means that you need to have 40 hours of content in your course, then you should probably make it like 2 or 3 courses instead of just 1. Because people need clarity and they need momentum. They don't need a shitload of information because all the information is already out there. What people need is clarity and they need momentum, right? And they can't get momentum if they need to watch 50, 40, 20 hours of videos, right? They get momentum by consuming, implementing. That's what gives them momentum. That's what gives them the result, right? And so I'm saying this because I see also just there's just so many people who have these who sell courses, and even seen some people sell stuff like 37 courses for $37, and it's like, sure, you can get sales for that because people feel like they're getting a lot of stuff for their money, but they're not actually going to get any results. And so you have to also ask yourself, like, are you in this business to get like quick cash from people and probably even devalue your stuff, or are you in the business for like long-term growth and long-term relationship with your customers and clients? If you're going for the short term, then you could do this. If you're just like in this for, you know, some short-term sales, you maybe want to only make like 6 figures or something, then you can go for the short-term sales. But if you really want to genuinely scale a business, then you want to go for the problem solving first, and thinking about how little or much content you need to just solve that problem, right? And don't worry, there will be another problem that people need to solve once they've solved this problem, and then you can create, you know, another offer for that. There will always be new problems to solve. You don't need to solve every problem that people have or will have in one offer. You can create multiple offers because, and this is a saying that one of my mentors has, which is like, the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, right? Meaning people don't run out of problems. You can solve one at a time. And then you can let them know that, hey, once you're running into this next problem, I'll be there for you as well, right? Hopefully this makes sense. If you like this content, feel free to like, subscribe, or even follow me on socials. I'll leave this stuff in the description. Bye.